So that video blew up a lot more than I was actually expecting. I was expecting to maybe hit 100 or so. No, it's sitting around 4,000 views right now, which is really good for my page, personally. But that being said, I'm going to obviously continue doing stuff like that, and I have more things to talk about from Vox Machina. And I just want to let you guys know, I really appreciate all the support I got in that video, so thank you. Honestly, I really enjoyed seeing everyone, like, just like the video and just telling me how much they want to see more of this kind of stuff in the future. So, let's continue with this. So, this video is going to go from when Vox Machina was kicked out of the bar, that scene, and all the way to the very end of the throne room scene when they get the mission. One thing I actually didn't mention in the last video, what exactly is the bartender in Vox Machina? And by that, I mean, is it a bull? Is it a minotaur? Like, the person just kind of goes from being humanoid to humanoid, but with horns. I don't know what it is. I just want to know what species it could be. Let me know in the comments if you guys know. Because they're also really, really strong enough to throw someone like Grog out of a door. So, they're no joke. But in the first scene when they're actually sitting around, kind of having a little pity party, you actually get to see Grog still playing with a severed hand, with a very happy look on his face, just like a child, because Grog he's very childish. He's more of a kid than anything else.
Wonderful. We got no money, no place to live, and fuck all for prospects.
We have a mountain of debts and, oh god, 3 silver to our name. We need a job. Anything at this point.
In this scene, you actually hear both the twins, Vex and Vox, actually talk about their situation when it comes to money. They're both worried about the amount of money they have left and have no prospects in future jobs. This is, again, consistent from the last video when I talked about how they're both very money driven. They really want money, they want cash. It's just how their characters actually are built off of. Scanlan, to a degree, is also the same way. He cares a lot about money. He just cares a little less than they do.
Maybe we could try doing some good this time?
Boring.
So, this scene is actually kind of interesting because it's essentially putting Pike morally above the other people on the team. It's not saying that everyone else on the team is, like, bad people. They're essentially more focused on either having fun or trying to stay financially stable. That's not necessarily bad. It just makes them a little more selfish than Pike is. This is actually a really good way to do this and set them up for the contrast that is going to be at the end of the episode when the village of innocent people gets attacked, and then they're all on Pike's side on wanting to do the right thing. It's essentially just a small arc that they're setting up early on and then paying off at the end of the dragon attack.
Have you guys ever thought, maybe we're not really meant to do this?
I actually really like this part of the scene. Caleb is listing off all of the character flaws that everyone has except for Pike.
Vex and Vax only care about themselves.
Well, fuck you.
Both of the twins mainly focus on caring about each other, and this actually is shown throughout the show when they think about ditching everyone else to escape their house being locked down. They don't, because they realize that they care about everyone else in the team. This is actually just early setup for their small character arc as each of the twins slowly starts to become more emotionally attached to other people on the team and slowly starts to build them up throughout the show.
Grog just wants to murder everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Grog's statement in him just replying with, yeah, pretty much. It's just essentially just establishing that he's okay with being who he is. He just likes to kill, he likes to fight, he likes to do all this stuff. And this is early setup for him having a small change after the village gets destroyed, where he says that he doesn't feel good about these villagers being killed. He doesn't feel good about losing. He doesn't just want to kill the dragon for killing the dragon. He does want to do the right thing. So that's actually more character development for Grog that it starts with this line.
Yeah, pretty much.
Percy barely wants to be seen with us in public.
Her stating Percy doesn't want to be seen with everyone, as I stated in the last video, is something consistently shown throughout this entire episode. In fact, Percy's actually being shown looking away from the team because he doesn't really want to be seen with them. He's still kind of embarrassed to be seen with them. And throughout this entire scene, he's always facing away from everyone on the team.
Scanlan wants...
To bed, everyone in the realm. Yes, you can say it, Keyleth. I'm not ashamed.
And this line for Scanlan specifically isn't really there to set up any character arcs for him at all. It's more or less to establish his character for the rest of the show. Scanlan has a flat character arc this entire time. He doesn't really change or develop or become like a better person throughout the entire show. He does, however, show more different layers of his character. Scanlan has no shame of who he is. He does not worry about other people's opinions. He does not care about what people think of him, and he stays consistent throughout the entire show that way. Matter of fact, at the very end of the scene where everyone's sad and depressed about being kicked out of the bar and feeling down on themselves, Scanlan is the only one who's like, well, while you're all feeling bad, I'm gonna go pee. And he's the one who finds a solution to their problem. Scanlan consistently does not let things get him down. The closest thing Scanlan gets to letting things get him down is when the villagers die at the end of the episode and when he almost loses his arm. As a matter of fact, every time a character dies to protect Scanlan, he never gets bogged down by the thought of people dying to protect him. He never lets things get him down. It's a consistent character trait of his throughout the entire show. And yes, the guy who Scanlan pees on is the DM from the original campaign. I just thought I'd mention it. I know that a lot of people on YouTube talk about it. He's in a lot of different episodes. I just thought I'd let you all know that I am aware that he's in the show, just so people don't have to tell me in the comments. Yeah, I know he's everywhere. He voices a lot of people too.
We're really gonna see the Sovereign looking like this?
This might be a small bit of a stretch, but Kiki stating that are we really gonna meet the Sovereign looking like this is, again, one of those things where she's insecure and doesn't want to be seen as lesser of or be looking dirty. The rest of the team doesn't really, quite frankly, give a fuck about people's opinions, if I'm being completely honest. But Kiki being the one to state this and ask if it's an okay thing for them to visit the Sovereign looking like that is one of those things that she's just an insecure person, and it is one of those things that she slowly starts to grow from throughout the rest of the show. She gets more confident throughout the show as well. And early Kiki is constantly questioning the team and herself.
Okay, we'll take you in, but the bear waits outside.
No, that's bullshit. Again, we need more bear. I love this bear. I die for this bear. Give me more bear.
Our last messenger never returned.
They must be warned of these attacks. Send another guardsman.
Okay, this one's actually pretty funny. While Kiki's trying to get the attention of everyone in that room, Grog looks over her as she's trying to get their attention, and Grog, being Grog, decides, fuck it, I'll get their attention.
And straight away.
Him giving her that look is basically implying that he did that on purpose. This is something I mentioned before, but yeah, the king glitches out when he tries to sit on his throne. I don't know how the hell someone missed that while they were editing or creating the scene. It's the focus of the shot. It's really silly.
Guards!
Buffoons! Clearly,
Okay, so when the guards are approaching Vox Machina, there's a small little detail I noticed that when the guard on the left tries to approach them, Scanlan seemingly seems to want to protect Pike. He puts his arms up really quickly and then turns away because Grog scares the guy off immediately. But it seems like this could be taken as early setup for Scanlan's crush on Pike. I don't know. I take it this way personally, because if you look at what his eyes are looking, it's behind her and she's not paying attention, and he immediately jumps towards the guy on the left and turns away. Mostly because Grog scared the shit out of him. But it's something I noticed. Also, Vexalia very easily pushes the guard in armor away like it's nothing. Vex gives him this tough guy look, honestly, even though his sister single-handedly pushed the guy covered in armor away like nothing. Also, on rewatch, I noticed that Kiki's legs are looking mighty weak while she's trying to hold herself up by her staff. She looked just incredibly sick, too. All from one ale. I feel so bad for her. After Scanlan's whole song, you see a version of what Scanlan believes their group to look like. All heroic, in cool poses, with the sun in the back glowing. And then it cuts to what they actually look like. A bunch of drunken, hungover, kind of a bunch of idiots, if I'm being honest. And then, you know, Kiki vomits. Essentially lets you know that Scanlan does actually believe in his team, subtly. This is what he believes them to be versus what they actually are in real life. Scanlan is a guy who has his head in the clouds a lot of the time as well, which is another consistent thing with his character. And I like how throughout this entire scene, Pike is just asleep on Grog's leg because she's just so fucked up.
Agar apparently had his hand chopped off in a barroom brawl.
Oh shit.
I didn't catch this the first time when I watched the show, but Agar turns out to be the guy that had his hand cut off in the bar. I don't know how the hell I missed that one the first time I watched, but it is what it is.
Very well.
And finally, one of my favorite moments in the show early on, when Vex gets her headache, letting her know there's a dragon nearby, the red herring character, this gray guy, who I forget the name of, is looking down at her. You know who else is looking down at her? The actual fucking dragon. He's just there looking at it. It's a funny little scene that actually foreshadows him being the actual bad guy in the entire first 3 episodes.
What you're killing, but once you kill it, all this is yours.
One thing I noticed about the quick little character spread here is actually that Pike is grabbing onto her holy item that she uses to channel her power. She's also kind of blushing in a way. She could also be trying to resist the urge to think about using the money to buy stuff. Later on, we see that she struggles with her duality of being a adventurer who likes to drink and party and be goofy, and her own religious beliefs as well. So this could be her trying to resist temptation, I guess, or trying to resist the urge to think about temptation, maybe? I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this one. Anyway, those are all the things I noticed in those couple minutes of the throne room scene and the, I guess, after bar scene, I guess? If you guys want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, share, and check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitch down in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Okay, but why though?